Better Call Saul was originally conceived as a half-hour sitcom, and a particularly wacky Season 2 episode shows us what that version of the show might have looked like. In its first couple of seasons, Better Call Saul got off to a pretty slow start. Hot on the heels of Breaking Bad's intense final season, Better Call Saul's early episodes brought the momentum grinding to a halt. Once Gus Fring and the Salamancas came into the picture, it started to resemble the thrill ride of Breaking Bad a bit more closely, but Better Call Saul started out as a straightforward legal drama. Jimmy McGill spent a lot of the first season looking into the malfeasances of a corrupt nursing home. In those early episodes, long before Jimmy would find himself in life or death situations every other day, Better Call Saul had a much lighter tone, and dealt with low-stakes conflicts. Those first couple of seasons gave us more than a few glimpses of the zany workplace sitcom that Better Call Saul could have been. Better Call Saul was originally conceived as a half-hour comedy when AMC commissioned a Saul Goodman spinoff. Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould initially developed the show as a sitcom. It would be a straightforward episodic comedy centered on Saul, running his chaotic law office, with a revolving door of eccentric clients coming in every week. Gilligan compared that original concept to Dr. Katz, professional therapist. That plan was scrapped early in development, because Gilligan and Gould quickly realized they didn't know how to write a sitcom. Throughout their careers, they'd honed their craft writing hour-long dramas, but a half-hour comedy requires a totally different skill set and sensibility. So, they retooled Better Call Saul as more of a Breaking Bad-style gritty hour-long drama series, and the show we know and love was born. The original version of Better Call Saul sounds like a lot of fun. Bob Odenkirk is a perfect lead for a sitcom, capable of giving a performance on the same level as Steve Carell in The Office or Jason Alexander in Seinfeld, but the stars never aligned for him to headline his own sitcom. This proto-Better Call Saul would have been the perfect opportunity for that. Season 2's Inflatable is when Better Call Saul felt the most like a sitcom just because Better Call Saul was retooled as a drama, it didn't lose all of its sitcom elements. It wouldn't get really dark until around the end of the third season, when Chuck burned his own house down. In the early episodes, even something like a cartel enforcer breaking a man's legs was played for lighthearted laughs. The series started off dealing with very sitcom-y plotlines, like recovering stolen baseball cards or making fake fetish videos. The big bad of the first season was the greedy owners of a retirement community, and the secondary villain was an insufferable suburban couple embezzling money. The big question in the Season 1 finale is whether or not Jimmy will take a job at a prestigious law firm. Better Call Saul felt the most like a sitcom in Season 2, Episode 7, Inflatable. Jimmy has taken the job at Davis, Maine, but he feels like he's sold his soul. As a free agent, he could bend the rules and get creative. But as a corporate stooge, his powers are frustratingly limited. In Inflatable, Jimmy decides he doesn't want the job anymore. But if he quits, he'll have to give back his signing bonus, so he finds a loophole. If he's fired without cause, he can keep the money. He sets out to do everything in his power to annoy his coworkers, from playing the bagpipes to letting it mellow in the bathroom. If this is the kind of thing we could have expected from a Better Call Saul sitcom, maybe it would have been hilarious. It's a classic sitcom setup, it's literally the same thing George Costanza did at Play Now. Maybe Gilligan and Gould were being too self-critical, maybe they'd be great at writing a sitcom. A Saul Goodman sitcom would have been great, but we definitely got the best version of the Breaking Bad spinoff. As much as I would have loved to see a Saul Goodman sitcom in the style of Night Court, we definitely got the best possible version of the Breaking Bad spinoff. Better Call Saul has plenty of laughs, more than the average sitcom in most episodes, but it also hits a lot deeper than any sitcom ever could. Subscribe to the newsletter for deeper Better Call Saul insights. Turn curiosity into insight by subscribing to the newsletter. Gain deeper analysis of Better Call Saul and other TV work, focused character studies, production context, and thoughtful takes that elevate your understanding and spark smarter conversations about storytelling. Subscribe. By subscribing, you agree to receive newsletter and marketing emails, and accept Valnet's terms of use and privacy policy. You can unsubscribe anytime. By making Better Call Saul a probing psychological character study of a deeply complex antihero, Gilligan created the perfect companion piece to Breaking Bad. It develops the same themes and treads in the same world, and maybe achieves something even more profound. If Better Call Saul was a comedy, we wouldn't have seen Bob Odenkirk's dramatic abilities. If Better Call Saul was a sitcom, we never would have gotten to see Bob Odenkirk's dramatic abilities. We saw glimpses of it in Breaking Bad, but Saul was mostly relegated to comic relief in that show. Odenkirk's performance in Better Call Saul is what showed the world he was a world-class dramatic actor as well as a world-class comedian.